Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Karen Mikowski, aka Butterfly Karen. Welcome. So I'm the leading investigator on any of my cases, parapsychology or paranormal investigations. Welcome. So today, this evening, I was trying to do this. I wanted to sort of do this session earlier, but it didn't. I mean, I've sort of been tapped on because this evening I'm going to be tapping into the ninth dimension again. I've sort of been tapped into it all day. And I was pretty much active. I mean, I got the first sort of visual this morning as normal, but I could sort of feel the energy throughout the day. So I sort of made sure I was sort of stayed tapped into 9D, and I really want to sort of remeditate on the energy, just see sort of what's coming in for the intuitive intelligence. Oh man, and it's interesting because it's feeling very well. I kind of wanted to sort of meditate on the visual I was seeing this morning and what sort of significance it has, especially for the collective. But this is definitely for myself and for other people too. But I think it's going to resonate with some people, not all. And again, just quick disclaimer, my videos are for entertainment purposes only. If you need legal advice, go and see a lawyer. If you need financial advice, go and see a financial advisor. If you need medical advice, go and see a doctor. If you need therapy or anything like that, go and see therapist, whatever you need, but make sure you do your research first. But yeah, it felt very, it was just, well, it's not strange, but it's getting to again, I was sort of discussing a pinnacle point we're all sort of at this pinnacle peak of something that's going to happen. It's going to happen, whether it's good or whether it's bad, because we're sort of in the energy field right now. Energy shift is amazing, but it's bringing everything that's been sort of unseen and hidden and done in the shadows. It's bringing those sort of people to the light. It's kind of exposing the problem people. So let me just quickly dock to this. So this is the 19th of February. Yeah, everything logged. 24 at 5:39 p.m. Okay. Now, first things first. So this is IIDR25. IIDR25. So first visual. Okay, I had to sort of write it down on my board, but it was weird because I was seeing it's like a photographic visual first, and I was like looking up at a board, and it kind of reminded me of like sort of the stock exchange and that sort of like Wall Street, where you're sort of looking at the board and you sort of seeing the Dow and all that kind of stuff. It's not really it's not really something I'm into, but I was sort of seeing that, and then I saw an arrow pointing upwards, and then I saw the number 1212.66029, and the N for November, D for Delta. So an arrow pointing up, 12.12.66029 ND. I was like, okay, that's interesting. Now, I was kind of like, what would that be? I mean, what does that mean for the collective? So if it's got anything to do with financial or the economy or anything like that, again, see financial advisors, do not be going on what I'm disclosing. I'm disclosing data, intuitive intelligence. I don't know what it's for. I don't know who it's for. Don't be just assuming that it's like, oh, the Dow's going up or anything like that. It's not my field of expertise, but I'm just explaining what I'm seeing. It could just be symbolic for something completely different. But anything with sort of codes, like if it's like a possible code word and there's numbers there, I'm going to discuss them because I just feel like somebody needs to sort of see that, or it's for some people's. Now, on the collective spectrum, I was feeling like it could be a change in wealth, like there may be a wealth shift for the people. But I don't know. I'm not going to start speculating on what I think that could be because, again, I can't prove it, and it's and that would just be like nonsensical at this point because it's just something like that. But I don't know if it is something to do with the stock exchange. Does it affect the collective, or is it for the collective? So it could be anything like that. But again, I don't want to go there. I want to look at the possibility of anything at this point. But that's kind of what I was seeing, so that's why I went with it. Now, the next visual, I was on this track road. I was like a dirt track road, and I remember seeing this huge, let me just go with this. So I was seeing this huge python, like, oh my good God, that looks like it's eating somebody. It was like that, huge. It was massive, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't go anywhere near that. And then I kind of looked around, and then there was another one, and there was at least, let me feel like, because I feel like I was looking at least 3 or 4 huge giant sort of pythons, but then around it was like smaller snakes and things like this. And I'm like, what the actual, good Lord, one of those. And I just remember thinking, oh God, I'm so tired of snake drink. Usually when I'm having visuals of snakes, there's major significance of stuff that's going on in personal lives, people around you and stuff like that. But then I was seeing this alligator, and it was right in the midst of, it was like, so the alligator was sort of surrounded by pythons and these little snakes, and it wasn't aggressive. It wasn't like chasing me or anything like that. It just sort of like stood there looking at me. So I remember thinking, okay, there's something significant to the alligator surrounded by snakes and different types of snakes, big snakes. So I wanted to understand sort of the symbolism of that. Now, the alligator is sort of symbolic of fear, but I don't feel fear. So this might be for the collective too, but it definitely felt significant to me. Like, here we go again. Oh God, here we go again with snakes around me. They're just, they never give up, put it that way. They are slimy. They keep sliming their way in, and they just don't give up. These people don't, but they do represent people. So I kind of went with the feeling of it, and then obviously tapped into my intuition, and it was, so I felt like there was, but because I wasn't feeling fear, and I don't fear people anyway at all. I don't fear little gang stalkers and stuff like that. I don't fear anybody. I'm like, no. But that doesn't mean the collective are dealing with something where they are fearing it. Now, the natural reaction to sort of see snakes, a lot of people are afraid of snakes. I'm not afraid of snakes, but I wouldn't exactly start touching them either, because I sort of respect them at a distance. But what I was feeling from the alligator was, you're going to have to stand alone again. And it felt like when I was looking at this alligator, it was like that part alligator is alone amongst all of these snakes. And symbolically, it's like, okay, well, that's nothing new for someone like me, but other people might be in the same situation. So I felt like I came out the visual feeling like, I'm going to have to deal with these people again, because it never ends, alone as usual, right? Here we go again, one of those. And now it's like these little snakes have accumulated bigger snakes and more snakes to join their little snake pit of derangement, basically, off the charts. So, and then I was feeling like I've got to be ready for aggressive behavior and to be under attack again. Nothing new there then. But I'm very good at sort of foreseeing what's coming, so I can prepare for it. And I really don't care at this point what I'm dealing with, because like I do say, I am sort of dealing with that sort of gang stalking, just absolute lunatics in human form. I don't care. I don't feel sorry for these people at all. I don't even care at this point about their mental health problems either, because I know exactly what they're doing, and they don't want to stop. They don't want to get help. They enjoy it, and that's the difference. They actually enjoy what they're doing and what they're involved in, right? Because it makes them feel superior. Okay, well, you definitely need to see doctors, right? But they're not going to, because they don't think there's anything wrong with them, but their behaviors and their actions are not fucking normal behavior in any shape or form. But again, because they've got sort of like friends in the legal system, in the justice system, they've got lawyers for friends, lawyers for lovers, and cops as friends and all that kind of stuff. That's when you know, okay, that's why they're able to get away with that crazy stuff, right? That's why they're allowed to get away with stalking and gang stalking and things like this, is because of who they know. So, and I don't have any respect for police. I have a lot of respect for the police, I really do. But I don't respect police that go against their oath. And I don't respect police that get sexual favors for favors. See what I'm saying? I don't have any respect for those police. They are literal they're cowards anyway. So, and again, they don't know what the truth is. They don't, and I feel like I'm going somewhere here with this. I don't feel like I'm the only one dealing with this either. So, but they're not interested in the truth. They're just interested in getting their sexual needs dealt with by whores who are nothing but trouble causers, basically. So, and if you look at some of my other videos, I've been discussing this since like 2021, like really. It's 2021, Thanksgiving, I was at 2022. Either way, it's like 2024 now. It's pathetic, but there you go. But I'm always staying sort of one step ahead. So I'm always getting like legal advice on how to sort of, keep making sure I'm one step ahead legally, because I will take them all down. I don't care. Now, if you're going through this yourself, you need to be getting legal advice, and especially, and keep gathering proof or alibis and stuff like that. Anything, just make sure you're covering your own back. Just make sure again, I always say this all the time, and you shouldn't have to live like this, but these are the sort of people in society today. They are off the charts, and they're not normal. And then when you understand what they're also involved in, that's why they're not normal. And they're all involved in it. So that's the problem. And I feel like it's coming to a head though. So whatever's going to happen now, it's coming to a head finally. So I don't know if this is good for not just for my situation, but other people too. It is coming to a head, right? And whatever happens, que sera, sera. But make sure you cover your back if you're dealing with a sort of level of stalking or gang stalking, or people abusing their positions of authority, whether they're lawyers, judges, cops, stuff like that. Don't care at this point. Private investigators. If they're abusing their authority and they're doing stuff they shouldn't be doing, find good lawyers for the love of God and take them to the cleaners. Make sure they lose their badges. Make sure they lose their licenses. It's the only way they're going to learn. So if they targeted you based off lies or because some whore doesn't like you, they need to get over it. But then again, they're all interconnected, aren't they? So there you go. When you're dealing with dirty manipulative whores, you're jealousy that stems that anyway. But so what? I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I'm going to be assertive, because this is the reality of it. And these are the sort of women, I don't have any respect for these sort of women. They're not empowered women. They're very low vibrational. All of them. I don't have any, the typical alpha bitches, as far as I'm concerned. And, unfortunately, I'm a Sigma female. So I'm going to attract this level of hatred from alphas, because they can never reach Sigma status anyway. It's the same with Sigma males. The world's full of alpha males, and these are the types of guys I'm talking about. These alpha men are all for the alpha women, right? And the beta women. But these alpha men will never ever reach Sigma male status ever, because of what they're doing, what they're involved in. So Sigma males are a lot like Sigma females, that we're the lone wolves. We just sort of go through life. We just sort of push the boundaries, and we just don't give a shit. And we're not afraid of anything. And we intimidate the alphas, obviously, because they're not like us. And it makes them jealous, but we don't care, because we're not interested. So I would love to see more females in society become Sigmas. It's not going to happen in this disgusting society with what they're involved in on Instagram and stuff like that. No, there's no such thing as Sigma status there, or the level of what they're involved in on social media and stuff. There's no way. I would love to see a world full of Sigma females and Sigma males. It's not going to happen. So when you do sort of come across them, and there are out there, there is still a lot. It's just no. We don't socialize with alphas. We don't follow the packs. We lead the packs. And we don't even like packs anyway. But we're leaders. We're natural born leaders. We don't follow. We're not sheep. Alphas are, literally. And betas are just like, we'll just do what we're told. Male or female. There you go. So, but that's kind of what we're dealing with. But in the other sense of that, you're going to be, to be a sort of Sigma in this 21st century, you're going to be targeted, because you're very enigmatic. You're private. People want to know everybody else's business, and if they can't get access to you or your energy, especially when you're someone like me. Not just am I just a Sigma female, I'm a highly advanced human being, right? Living this amazing experience. But so obviously I'm going to stand out, but just not in the way where I need validation or I need attention, because I don't need attention. Alphas do. They seek it, they need validation. Sigma males are exactly the same. And if they're highly advanced and highly intuitive and they're, they're very powerful men. And again, if I have to be honest, I would never date an alpha man ever again. No. They're too into no. They're not trustworthy at all because of what they're sort of, and obviously, keep proving it. So, and when you're sort of a Sigma female too, you have a lot of self-love and everything. You don't follow crowds, you don't follow the status quo or anything. You sort of, we're going to be looking for Sigma males, and the same way the Sigma males are going to be looking for Sigma females. They want to meet their, Sigma males don't go for alpha females, right? No, just the same way Sigma females don't go for alpha males. We grow out of that quite quickly, and no. We'll be alone. We'll remain celibate. We'll be alone. We'll practice all of that obedience and discipline to oneself. We don't do any of that low vibrational stuff. So that's when I'm discussing Sigmas. I'll definitely do a different video on Sigmas at some point, a different video. You got to reach Sigma status, you've got to do all the shadow work and everything. You've got to heal. You got to heal your childhood traumas and everything. It's a different energy. You literally emanate a completely different energy to everybody else. It's the whole point of and that's the same with the Sigma male. They emanate a completely different energy to the rest of the men on the planet, right? The alphas. So alphas will go for alpha women. That's why they're all toxic with each other. That's why they get into these toxic sort of relationships and like, oh, control you. No, you are. I'll control you. No, you are. I'll control you. And, high maintenance men and high maintenance women. Sigma males and Sigma females are high value women and men. That's the difference. Alphas will never ever be high value women or high value men ever, because they can't reach that Sigma status, and they're too codependent, they're too needy, they need validation, they need in groups, they can't do anything alone. They have to be no. So, and it's all about the clout and the whoring and all the low vibrational behaviors and everything. So that's why. But there's a lot of healing that you sort of got to do to reach that real. I mean, in today's society, alphas are very they're power driven, hungry. Whether they're a man or a woman, they'll step over you and everything. Well, Sigmas, we're not interested. Like, go away. We'll just do it ourselves. We don't care. But we are natural leaders, so we know how to be creative. We'll bring the creativity to the table, and we'll do all the hard work. We don't need to step on each other. I'm going to do a Sigma video another day. I feel like I'm going too far into it and I don't want to. But this is how it sort of starts when you're dealing with like these sort of little creatures though in human form, whether they're alphas or betas. They're always part of a group or a gang or an in-group and that kind of stuff. And they can't, oh my God, they're all gossipers. They're all toxic. That's the problem, male or female. So, and the moment they spot somebody that's completely different, especially if they're spicy, major jealousy kicks in, and that's it. They're the new, we hate you. You're going to be ostracized. If we can't get what we want out of you, we can't change you, or we can't destroy you. We'll just, grown-ass children who just have little adult tantrums. That's all it is. So children in human adult bodies. So that's why we don't have anything to do with them. Low vibes. But I just feel like right now, myself as well, I'm ready for the verbal assaults. I'm ready for the confrontations. I'm ready for the aggression, because it's coming to, it's about to blow. This place is about to blow. Keep hearing that song, like Keisha song. I've been hearing it all day too. I had to listen to it earlier and like, oh God, here we go. So I knew there was relevance coming into, here we go. So it's all about to kick off. But again, it's not just in my situation. I feel like this is for the collective too. So just be ready for it. Don't react if you're going to have to deal with this, don't react the way they want you to. They want you to react aggressively like them. Don't try not to do that. Just observe what's going on around you. And if you need to get lawyers, call your lawyers. If you need to call the police, and hope to God they're not part of the problem. So depending on what you're dealing with, which is a shame, but this is the way it is today, unfortunately. I guess my message at that point to this sort of stuff is really just sort of stay strong, control your emotions. These people don't know how to control their emotions. Remember, they're alphas and betas. They don't know how to control their emotions. If you know how to control your emotions, you do it. And if you're sort of, and again, depending on where you are in the world, if you're sort of a Sigma state, if you're in that sort of Sigma status anyway, I feel like I'm going back here. Okay. And maybe this may be resonating to Sigma male and females, right? So if you're dealing with this, you know how to control your emotions, because that's why you're a Sigma. We don't allow people to sort of, if we have to react, it's usually if we have to, verbally defend ourselves or physically defend ourselves, but we're not going to be can't even get the word out. We're not going to be coached into it. Do you know what I mean? We're not going to be provoked. We're like, really, go away. Not today, Satan. We're not dealing with your little demons in human form. Not today. Right then. So now, the problem with what's going on with the gang stalking today, especially when you're highly evolved and you do a lot of sort of light work and stuff like that, and you're different to the rest, obviously, you're probably dealing with like covenants of little alphas and stuff like that and betas. So if you're dealing with those sort of people who are in covenants and they're into sort of there's a lot of witchcraft going on these days. Society is absolutely seduced by witchcraft and voodoo and that kind of stuff, with zero understanding of what they're doing, what they're getting involved in, and they don't like the consequences. So they become spiritual narcissists. Again, the energy I'm feeling is it's all coming to a head. Whatever, they're going to have to deal with the consequences of their actions. Okay, let me zone in. Let me just, like I say, I'm connected to 9D and the 9th dimension. I was hoping not to discuss witchcraft and shit like that, but I'm not too concerned right now because I feel like it's all sort of coming to a head anyway. Like today, I basically, because what I do, hell no. Witchcraft, spell work, the evil eye doesn't even affect me. None of that does, because I don't allow it to get in. I do a lot of crazy sort of, I have an amazing light shield, protection shield and everything. Nothing's getting into me. If I have to sort of deal with anything, oh God, look, I got a bit of a heavy headache today. Oh, poor freaks, get over it, because I know they're trying to send something. But the only reason I'm having to receive it and feel it is temporarily. It's just then I get the visual of who's doing it. It's like, really, for real? Are you serious right now? So I always that's how, and then it's like, get rid of that, send it back right now. Right? These are the sort of people that are going to be dealing with the consequences of their witchcraft, their spell work, all that stuff. I do a lot of releasements. I'm always doing releasements. And now part of my sort of healing modalities, I'm going to be not only doing releasements and healing through Butterfly Karen's healing, I'm also going to be doing cloaking. I discussed that in IIDR25. You want to sort of check that out. But anybody that comes to me for a major cloaking after a releasement of negative and heavy energy, I don't care if the demons, I don't care if the little deities that you've been conjuring up, I don't care if you've been going to the graveyard, right, and digging up fucking graveyard mud, whatever, and then putting people's photos in. I don't have zero respect for anybody that is involved in the occult. When you had to go to lens, you're just not powerful at all when you've got to use weird things. And the fact that you don't understand how powerful your mind is that you've got zero grounding in any shape or form. You're probably not grounded upstairs anyway, clearly not. Because if you really believe you need to go externally and spend lots of money and to go to witch doctors and practitioners to do your dirty little spell works on someone, and you've got to start digging up graveyard dirt and that kind of stuff, and you've got to do freezer spells and all that stuff. And really, you don't understand how it all works, because you don't have to do any of that. But whatever you've been taught, that's why you're following those like teachings, and it's bizarre. But you just take it to the extremes, and then you're seducing ignorant people that don't know what they're actually getting involved in, but they need to sort of like associate with people and have friends and stuff. So you're going to drag those people into your delusional sort of practices, and you're going to get them involved in spell work and witchcraft and voodoo, and there's nothing really wrong with any of that anyway. It's just the intention behind everything. So, but that's what you do, and then you get poor unfortunate souls who now are going to be doing your dirty little deeds because you're nothing but cowards. And it's not working, obviously, because you have to keep pulling more people in to attack certain people. So why is it not working? Because you're not powerful. You're delusional. You're not powerful in any shape or form. That's the reality. That's the truth. That's what you don't want to hear. And the fact that you've got to get together with covenants, and you've got together with large gatherings, and the fact that you're still sending crazy rituals and performing these crazy rituals and sending crazy spell work to one person, and there's like at least 10, 15, 20 of you, and you still don't realize how powerless you are and how powerful that one person is, that's usually a cue to just stand back and go, okay, we're clearly not powerful at all. No, you're not. You're delusional. And a lot of people that are doing this sort of stuff today need serious psychological help. So that's just my personal opinion on that. But again, there's consequences. Here we go. Oh, God, I knew we were going to church. Oh, seriously. So, here's the problem. Problems in the churches. Not all of them, thank God. But there is far too many people out there, fake God-loving Christians out there, like, oh my God, got to go to church on Sunday, or whatever day you go to, put some money in the basket, use your credit card, like pay for your dues, like forgiveness for my sins, while you're doing everything that you shouldn't be doing, going against the Ten Commandments, everything, because you don't care, you're a fake God-loving Christian. You're fakes. And then you go into your little secret closets and your little secret rooms, and you start doing spell work, witchcraft rituals, which goes against the teachings of your biblical scriptures and stuff like that. Fakes. And you're pretty evil, and you're not serving any most high God in any shape or form. You're actually working for the one downstairs, the coward. So that's the problem. But whatever, everything, just because you've got hidden little closet, or your hidden little rooms and that sort of stuff, where your hidden little altars are, where you do your hidden little witchcraft on people because you're jealous and all that kind of stuff, or you want to destroy somebody, or you want to do silly little love spells and control spells, it's seen by the Most High, the Divine, the Supreme Divine. It's seen by everything you do on 3D. It's seen on 5D. You are just so arrogant that you think you can do you're not. Consequences. Oh, they're coming all right. So, but it's insane, because it's like people. Oh God, this is how bad it is in this day and age. People who run their businesses through forms of spell work. They don't want to lose their incomes and stuff, because it all came from spell work. Or rampant society is rampant with silly little witches and warlocks doing all kinds of stuff, right? For money and control and power, regardless of what you're part of. And you can't give it up, you can't stop, because your businesses rely on it, your lifestyles rely on it. God, seriously. Okay, what else? Bring it in. When you use it, when you're using spell work and word spells and sort of witchcraft and stuff to manifest, you don't need to. No. You don't really need to do. You don't need to go to the lengths you do. But then again, if you're conjuring up sort of deities, you're gonna have to give back offerings, and depending on who you're sort of worshiping. And I said this before: if you're out there selling your soul, you're not selling your soul to Satan, to Lucifer. You're selling it to men and women who are claiming to, like, high priests and dark priestesses, and you're delusionally deranged. That's what you are, right? But you've given yourself some sort of superiority and power over people. You're part of cults. You're all cult based. You're all hidden in the shadows for a reason, because you're weirdos. And what you do is not normal. It's not right. And it goes against the universal laws. It goes against natural law. It's called infringement of people's free will. You have no right to do that, regardless of who's teaching you what. That's why you do it in the shadows. The next full moon, I'm feeling this is coming in. Okay. Or lunar cycles. This could be part of the consequences then. Let's see when the next full moon is. February. So obviously today is the 19th of February 2024. 24th. Okay, so full moon cycle, full moon, 24th of February. That makes sense because it's only next week. Oh, you're all going to be illuminated. So what you've been doing, you're going to be seen. Illumination. You're all going to be, okay. Guess that's what this is. So, yeah, exposed. You're all going to be seen. I mean, you're not going to care because you're arrogant little idiots anyway, but you're not going to care, but you're going to be exposed. You're going to be seen. But again, I guess if that comes down to that may be what causes aggressive confrontations of, oh my God, I've been seen now, I've got to deal with the consequences of my actions. And because I'm a narcissist, I don't want to deal with that. Oh, that doesn't apply to me. Absolutely not. So you may actually get punished. You may actually be dealing with legal consequences. Why am I feeling like someone's going to jail? Okay. Well, it would explain the aggressive. Okay. We're prepared for that then. So, could be jail time for somebody, some peoples. You may have pushed back too hard. You may have actually just messed with the wrong one. You've got to remember, and I sort of said this in the other videos, in IIDR videos, you better understand who you're messing with, because even though you're sort of connected to sort of like Masons and stuff like that, or Illuminati, and I don't care at this point, but if you maybe connected to some sort of secret society or organization or sort of cult base like that, but remember, they are all to do with bloodlines and ancestral bloodlines and stuff like that. So they're very careful. They have an order. Obviously they have the orders, but they've got to follow the divine order, because they don't know if they're messing about with cross. They could be dealing with like, I understand what it means. It's just their ancestors or lineage, that sort of thing, bloodlines could be cross-connected with somebody that is on the light side now and no longer on the dark side in this sort of lifetime and stuff like that. So they do tend to be very careful about who they're sort of like messing with, because if they're cross connecting, they're going to screw up their own bloodline, their ancestral. If they mess with the wrong one or they do something they shouldn't be doing, well, technically they should just sort of be protecting. Like for example, let me give you an example. I need to go here. This is where we're going. Okay. Right. I don't think I went in depth last time. Let's say, for example, let me think of an example to keep it simple. I'm going to use me as an example. It's not truth, it's an example, right? Let's say, for example, my ancestors, my ancestral, lineage, and all that kind of stuff, my bloodline was connected to secret society back in the day, right? So my relatives, my ancestors, that sort of thing, that means I've got a blood connection to the people, like ancestral bloodlines connected. So when you understand how the bloodlines work and what ancestral wars are about on the ether and stuff like that, you're going to be very, very careful, because like they tend to know, okay, she is not one of us now in this lifetime or anything like that. Or, I'm again using me as an example. But if we touch her or hurt her or do anything against the others that we know we should not be doing, or we try to attack her, it is going to disrupt the whole bloodline completely. And there's going to be a major war on the ether, because you're talking about the same ancestors going to war with each other, right? Cross connections. So that's why they've got to be careful. Like, we wish she would shut up, but she won't. Right? And we wish she would join, but she won't. Or we wish we could sort of, no, it's not going to happen. But what I'm saying is, they're just going to say, let it go, don't touch that one, right? I shouldn't be touching anybody, I've said this before, but they will. But what I'm saying is, if you understand how it works, it's really complex too. But so when they have idiot creatures, they're like, I hate this one, I'm so jealous and all that kind of crap, right? I'm going to attack it, I'm going to attack this one, and I'm going to do spell work, and they're going to cause a major imbalance in that bloodline. The ancestors are going to be like, what are you doing? Why are you allowing that little creature, that nothingness, to that disgusting low vibe, to attack kind of ours, but one of your own? Why is that? Why are you not dealing with it? Right? So it's like that. That's the only way I can explain how it sort of feels, and kind of what the ancestral wars are like on the ether. Because there's always battles going on, on those different dimensions. So yeah, it's really weird. But I feel like too much was, you push back on, the ones you shouldn't have been touching. And because of that, the consequences, you're not only going to get exposed, the consequences are going to be pretty bad. And I don't know why, but even in IIDR25, I was really concerned about this sort of society, these sort of elders that I was connected to, and I've already warned them anyway, during a different session months ago, but of what would happen if they continue not tightening the ropes on the belows, the ones below them, paying into the membership fees. But not protecting them. Just because you can't get access to them, or you can't have them on your whatever, you still have an ancestral obligation to sort of protect them. But when you let your little creatures who are in the justice system and start attacking them, or gang stalking them, or spying on them and stuff like that, that is so obvious. You're not protecting them at all. You're causing major chaos on the ether, and it's going to screw your immediate bloodlines in the future. Going there, it's going to affect them. Yeah, I said this. Yeah, I feel like it's that similar sort of situation, like what you've been able to sort of recycle over lifetimes, like soul recycling and stuff like that, and basically the wealth you gained in previous sort of lives that you've been managed to keep into your bloodlines, you're going to lose it. Maybe that's what that's about. Okay, I did say at the beginning there could be something to do with a change in, switch in the wealth for the collective. You could be your bloodlines may be losing access to their actual inheritances and everything. See what you've pushed to, you did. This is what this is about. I've got more clarity now this time. You've pushed too hard. You took too much. You need to start giving it back. Because if you don't, your future bloodlines are not going to have any of it. They're not going to have access to it. So it will have well been for nothing. If you're not going to protect, and you're going to try and allow others to destroy, knowing how this works and what the consequences are, it's your own fault. Your immediate bloodlines are not going to have access to everything you've spent, depending on how long you've been at it. Depending on your familial ancestral bloodline, a couple of 100 years, right? At least. These systems are all that are created, these sort of ancestral groupings and stuff like that. So, I just feel like so many of you are gone against the orders because you just got so impatient because you know you're sort of running out of time. Well, boo-hoo. This is life. It's, tomorrow's not promised, right? So, but if you've gone against the divine order, you might as well just like prepare your future bloodlines. Like, you might not have this wealth that we've been trying to keep in the family and for so long. You might as well just say goodbye to it now. Your trust funds are going to be meaningless. Oh, good Lord, that came out strong. Okay. Consequences, churches. Oh my God, it's all interconnected again. There's jail time. Who's going to jail there? I'm intrigued. Well, you've been breaking the law. Know when you're breaking the law. Consequences. I don't like normal narcissists, especially spiritual narcissists. I think they can get away with anything. That lunar cycle. So, this could be when it starts. This could be the illumination of, this could be when you get this could be when you receive the message of, you're done, right? Oopsie daisy. You did get warned. You kept pushing. You didn't do anything. You didn't intervene. You left it too late. Now, got to deal with the concept. Oh, it's all feeling very weird. Yeah, exposed for it. I'm not saying you're going to be exposed on the world stage. I'm just saying I'm feeling like a lot of, am I connected to one of those elders again? I tell you what, there's an elder. There is a secret society, right? I kind of know who it is, but I don't want to sort of name them because I don't like to give them that sort of credit or anything. But there are some higher uppers, the nonchalant, I call them elders. I don't know what they call themselves. I don't know what they're labeling themselves, and I really don't care. But it's almost like there's one of them that likes to is able to sort of tap into the higher dimensions. No, they know how this works. They do this themselves. But whenever I'm on a higher it's almost like I've got to connect to her energy again because I feel like she's the only one I'm getting data out of. Because they're going to be blocked. Even though they can tap into those dimensions, doesn't mean they're getting the intuitive intelligence. Like, well, you can meditate all you want and, astral travel all you want to the higher dimensions. But if you've been going against this sort of the orders, I guess, and you've been abusing and not protecting, you can go to the 12th dimension. You can go and have a chat with the Actuarians if you want to, but you're not going to get the data you want. You're not going to get the information anymore because you know. But I feel like I'm connected to that energy again. Interesting. And yeah, heavy. Like they're still dealing with that heavy energy. Well, yeah, you're going to be, and it's. I feel like they're feeling it's heavier. It's getting heavier every single day because they know that pinnacle peak again where it's all coming to the surface. Like, oh crap, here it comes. Like they know it's coming. They know something big's coming. Well, it's the illumination of what you failed to do and what you've allowed and what you didn't do. And I did say to those guys and gals, well, not gals, but I did say to them elders, like in the last one, you took too much. You need to pay it back. Find a way to do it. And I did give you, again, when I connected to you all in that, cold marble room, right? I told you what to do. But if you're going to keep trying to push against this tide, why am I going here? Oh, you're really pushing again. You're trying to push against it. You're not going to win. You're pushing against a current that will just flood you all out. You're pushing against a tidal wave that has no mercy towards any human being, let alone your rich elites. You're joking, right? Mother Nature don't give two flying flip-flops about how rich you are and stuff like that. Mother Nature does not discriminate. She does not give a flying flip-flop. That's why I love Mother Nature and I respect it. Right? But I feel like it's like you're trying to push against the tide and I hope you can change the direction of the tidal wave coming in. Oh, no. Unfortunately. And I'll tell you something else. If you're the sort of people that's allowing your little lowers and you're doing your rituals and you're sending spell work out to people and stuff like that, you're going to be dealing with that consequences too. Like, where do you think it goes when it comes back to you? And if you're not around to deal with the consequences of your sort of like ritualistic spell work and stuff like that and whatever you're involved in and doing, your bloodlines are going to be dealing with the consequences of your actions. So, I know you don't, again, it's like you don't want to hear the truth, but you can't get away from the truth, whether you like it or not. I did not expect to be dealing with this same, but I feel like I'm discussing it more, like there's more information coming in 9D. It's interesting. I'm going to keep going with it because it could be a little bit more you need to know. I mean, I do know you cannot, you're not going to win. Let's get that straight. You're not going to win. You've already lost. You're just fighting against that loss. That's okay, right? But if you want what you've built and your legacies to continue through your immediate bloodlines and keep your ancestral line going, you need to do that. You can still save that. You can still win that, but you need to do the right thing. I told you what to do. You need to do the right thing. You need to give back. It will restore the balance. You caused a major imbalance. Okay. Hmm. I'm feeling like let me just stay connected to this energy that what's one of theirs again? I feel like somebody's worried about property theft, like land theft, inheritance theft. You might need to start with that. Whatever that is, that might be what you need to give back. Obviously, it's going to be worth a lot, right? But if you've stolen it and it was stolen, and you forge contracts and everything here on the physical realm and the spiritual realm, you're going to need to restore that immediately to the owner. And if the owners are no longer alive, you need to give it to their ancestors. Well, not so much their ancestors, but the living relatives, ancestral, bloodline. But I feel like somebody's fighting against that, like in the hope that the corrupt lawyers will be able to keep that hidden. No. everything's going to be illuminated. And it could, again, this lunar cycle, this next full moon in February, this could be when this becomes illuminated. The truth about this, like an estate or something, like land, but it's more than that. It's like bigger. Like, it's like a weird major inheritance. Oh, and it's giving people a right headache. Because it's almost like there's a team of people, could be the lawyers, but there's like a team of people that are like, oh my God, how we can't do anything. You know, we can keep trying to stall it or hide it. I'm going with these energies right now. Keep trying to stall it and hide it, but it's not going to be able to stay hidden forever. Everything's seen, everything done on 3D, seen on 5D. Where do you think this data and information, where do you think the truth comes from? The contact messengers like me to get the truth out for exposure. You can't keep secrets. There's not a chance in hell. No. You can stall them coming to the surface. You can delay them, but you can't keep any secret because everything's said, plotted, planned, done on the physical realm. 3D is seen on 5D. I don't know what that is. I mean, I feel like some of you do. You're going to know what I mean by that. You may need to restore that balance by giving that back to who it belongs to. And it's not going to be nice to lose a lot of money. Well, so what? I think you've had quite enough for quite a long time, right? Seriously. And what you've managed to keep and you can keep via bloodlines, you might just need to be grateful for that. But you're not. You're greedy. But you're also thieves. Thieves will always be exposed. And even with technology, you think, that's the other thing. Technology advances. So that you leave a trail. There's always a paper trail. There's always a technological trail. There's always a digital trail. But there's also what's being seen on 5D. So even though you think you've got the best technology and you think you can hide something so magnificently behind people that create programs for you to hide your dirty deeds and dirty money, that's not going to stop the higher powers on 5D that are going to show people or messengers here, like the light warriors, hey, this is what's going on. Discuss it. Bring that to the surface. That's why you don't like people talking. It's not us you're trying to shut up. It doesn't matter if you shut us up or shut us down. There's always going to be another messenger because you are not divine. Higher divine energies are always going to, they are more intelligent than you, and they're always going to expose you all for what not only you're involved in, but what you're doing. You cannot keep a secret, regardless of what sort of secret it is. So you can keep trying to Epstein people or try and Epstein them through sort of like spell work and all that fucking stupid like mind weapons and shit like that. It's not going to stop what's coming. You're not going to win. You've already lost. You just need to accept that now and start trying to do something to rectify this imbalance you created. There's never a wrong time to do the right thing. Never. Ooh. Anything else? I feel like that was for you guys, you peoples. Anything else before I close out? See, normally when I'm doing my sort of, you know, zoning out and zoning into my intuitive and I'm working on the higher dimensions or any dimension or whatever I'm doing, I don't usually I don't do it this way. I sort of gather the data and then I do a totally different video after I've done the report, and I just sort of like 15-20 minutes of discussing the report, my findings. But I wanted to start doing it differently where I want you to interact so you can see me working. That's why it's probably a little bit long. They're obviously going to be longer, but That's only because I'm dealing with like content thieves. Again, thieves everywhere. But you're not going to see the thieves actively working, are you? Because they're not me. When you come to my page, when I put them out, you see me work. This is my content. This is my intellectual property. This is my copyrighted, my content. Nobody else's. But thieves will steal it to make money. Because they're talentless. They're creative. They've got no creativity. They're just thieves. But so are yous. And if you're all associated with these sort of people too, the future that you think you're having is not going to be anything like you've had for so long. It is going to be so different. I've already foreseen it anyway. I've already been shown it. And it's not what you think. And it's making sense. Again, we're always going back to the bloodlines. Like, a lot of your bloodlines are not even going to be here in the future. In the next 10 years, some of your bloodlines are not even going to be here. Ooh, ouch, ow, that was not nice. You see what that was? Naughty, naughty, very naughty. Okay. Whatever that was, that can get sent right back. Thank you very much. Right back to the senders. Plural. So, I feel like that's probably because of who I'm talking about. Oh dear. And again, because I'm already connected to one of your energies. Don't like to hear the truth, do you? So, anything else? Oh, okay. Catapult effect. Oof. Mm. Who? Who's a catapult effect for? Like, okay. Okay, collective. So, okay, so this could just be more to do. Oh, okay, what's a catapult? Why though? What a catapult effect. What would that be? What would that do? I mean, obviously it's like the domino effect, but oh. Once one gets hit, they all get hit. Oh dear me. Okay. Everything's changing because the justice system right now, it's no longer upside down, which means it's no longer corrupt. I mean, I feel like that's interesting. It's almost like your time's up for controlling the justice system. It's going to get, okay, let me go with this. It's going to get restored. And this could be the catapult effect that restores this. So, justice is coming. You are not immune from justice, baby. Justice. And I'm not talking about your shady, corrupted justice system. I'm talking about the universal justice. Nobody wants to mess with or fight against. Well, you're not going to be able to fight against justice. It's coming. It's coming. Oh, I hope you peoples are going to be on the correct side and the right side when this kind of, oh, no way. Well, yeah, I mean, it's 2025, isn't it? So this is the year for it. Oh, justice. Oh, okay, right. I'm feeling really heavy around the justice side. Yeah, again, It's never there's never a wrong time to do the right thing. I would start doing it now. Because again, what's happening on 3D seen on 5D. So even if you're doing good stuff on 3D, or you're trying to rectify certain problems, or you're trying to fix imbalances or mistakes, that's seen. What you can do in an honourable way, it's also seen, and it can restore certain things. That could also restore a level of justice, but you're going to have to do the right thing. But there's no escaping justice. No way. Especially the etheric justice. You know how this works. You know how dimensions work. You know how the universe sort of works. You know, you've got some of the greatest man-made weapons through the things you do, the knowledge you was able to get access to, the intelligence back in. You're not getting access to any of that anymore. That's going to, you need to be careful with those weapons too. Because if justice is kicking in, they may become rendered useless. So, you never know. You're not, you see, even though you're powerful in that respect, and you've got powerfully intelligent people that can create and build and all that kind of stuff, there are higher sources on higher dimensions that can stop you all in your tracks in 1 second. You are not as powerful as the higher beings and of the higher dimensions at all. And you know what I'm talking about, because this is where you, once upon a time, got your data from, regardless of what people believe. It's none of my business. I think the days of that level of information and that data you once upon a time got, I think the justice is going to stop that too. Like, there's no more of that. Oof. Okay, let's bring it in. That could be, this could actually have a lot to do with the interdimensional bridge that you're trying to build with quantum mechanics. Don't need to. You might want to watch my IIDR25, 9D, 8D, could be 7D. I was probably discussing that in 7D. The 7th dimension video, my March sort of series of high dimensional intuitive intelligence data sessions. And I feel like, obviously I'm going to be doing 10D for the end of March, but it's like a lot more is coming as I get closer to 10D. The higher when I go to the highest dimensions, it's phenomenal. But I can't prove it, and I can't show it, and all I can do is bring the information. Justice will be restored. And I'm not just talking like legal justice and all that kind of stuff, not fair dimensional crap. There's no real justice in this world anyway, as we know. But quantum justice, baby, nobody's immune from that. Okay, I'm starting to feel the energy's getting a bit heavier, so I'd like to pull away from that now. do the right thing. I feel like if I'm going to get anything in 10D, you might want to come back to when I do the 10D video, because you might get a bit more. But whatever community you're involved in or you're connected to, or whatever you're involved in, because regardless of whether you're a covenant, you still create a community. You're a cult-based community, regardless whether you're part of the church or anything. Justice is coming. Well, it's here. It just hasn't manifested itself yet, but it's about to. A lot's going to be exposed and illuminating on the next full moon. I'm not quite sure why we kept really going focused on the sigmas. That could have a lot to do with the future. Like, I feel like the future, we may have a lot more sigma females and sigma males in the future. But it's going to take a complete mind shift of how you're going to heal and everything. And I think that's more further in the future. But there's never a wrong time to start talking about that and really getting people to really tap into their own issues and working on them now and doing that shadow work and becoming a sigma value, high value human being, man or woman. But you've got to get away from the low vibrational behaviors and all that idiotic shit. So restore the imbalance, the consequences that it's coming. You're going to have to deal with the consequences. We all do, whether it's good or bad. Every time we actionalize something, there is a consequence to our actions. Catapult effect, I mean, that came through strong. So it's going to be, and you think of a catapult, I mean, that's like, going to hurt. So, and probably are going to feel it. So, but quantum justice, it's like, okay, I'm going to be keeping an eye out of, not quite sure why I was feeling and hearing sort of jail time, but could be somebody I know or somebody's been doing stupid shit against me. That could be looking at jail time. If that happens and somebody that's been sort of doing what they've been doing against me is going to jail, I'll do an updated video on that because it's going to be proven out. So, but if you're not breaking the law, you don't need to be worried about going to jail, do you? If you're not doing anything wrong, you don't need to worry about anything. Just stay in your own lane, live your life, leave people alone. It's not hard. And then good luck. Because by the looks of it, many people are going to need it. So, be kind. Kindness is free. It's good for karma. Don't think there's any, I'm going to pull out of this. So let me just end this session actually. 6:45 p.m. Close out. 6:45 p.m. Okay. Other than that, peoples, I take care and I will see you all again very soon.